Hello children. So in the last class we discussed about the physical properties of metals and non-metals where we have 9 major points. So in today's class let us discuss about the chemical properties of metals. So in this chemical property, today's class we are going to discuss about the first chemical property, that is how metal will react with air. So whenever I say the term as air, one thing that should come in your mind is I am talking with regards to the gas oxygen. So what happens to metal? When metal reacts with air, that will give you a product called as metal oxides. Just in the case of the previous chapter, that is in the acids and bases and salts, to study these chemical properties, we had made some of the basic formulas so that it will be easy for you all to remember during your examination. In the same way, here also have made the formulas, and by memorizing these formulas, it will be helpful for you to write the further reactions. So write down the formula for this reaction of metals with air. Metal plus air or oxygen will give you a product called as metal oxides. And always the product which is formed, that is what? Metal oxides are always basic in nature. Children, they are not acidic, they all are basic in nature. So examples I have given here. I have taken two examples. That is one with the metal copper and the second one will be of aluminium. So whenever copper reacts with oxygen, that will give you a product called as copper oxide, which is of a chemical formula, that is CuO. And the second one is aluminium. When aluminium reacts with oxygen, that will give you a product called as aluminium oxide. So the chemical formula for aluminium oxide is, take out this 2, that is Al2O3. So wantedly I did not balance any of these two equations. I have left for you all to balance it. It is up to you to balance. So whenever you make these points in your notes, see to that you balance these equations. Okay. Second one is a bit tricky. It is because the chemical formula is Al2O3. What we can see here is we have 3 molecules of oxygen. So here 3 is what? Even number or odd number? It is odd number, right? So whenever we wanted to make any balancing, or if we want any chemical reactions to be balanced, see to that first all the molecules which you have taken, all these numbers should be in even forms. There should not be any odd numbers. So what I'm supposed to do to balance this? So I've taken this whole thing and I've made it into even. Like how? I have added 2 here. So 2 3s are, that becomes 6. So I have now 6 molecules of oxygen. So this is an hint. By using this, you can, just balance this second given example. So I already told you that all the metal oxides which are produced are basic in nature, right? So apart from this, here we have a separate concept called as amphoteric metal oxides. So what are these amphoteric metal oxides? We know that all the metal oxides are what? Basic in nature. But amphoteric metal oxides are, these are basic in nature as well as acidic in nature also. That means they have a capacity, they have a tendency to work both with acid and also with a base. Okay. So they have a tendency to work with whom and whom? They have a tendency to work with both acids as well as bases. So what will these amphoteric metal oxide provide when they react with acids and bases? Whenever these amphoteric metal oxides react with acid and bases, they provide 2 major products, that is salt and water. So such type of metal oxides are called as what? Amphoteric metal oxides. And examples for amphoteric metal oxides are what? First one, that is aluminium oxide. This is one of the example. And the second one will be zinc oxide. So these two are very good examples of amphoteric metal oxides. So I have given notes regarding this, and so that I don't wanted to write it over here again and again. So for your extra assignment or for your homework purpose, I want you people to take an example of aluminium oxide as the amphoteric metal oxide and make it to react with an acid as well as with a base. For acid, you can take an example of hydrochloric acid, and base, the one and all. Who is it? That is sodium hydroxide. So by using that, just write and show what salt you get. Okay, you should get product as of salt and water. So this will be one concept of metal oxide. And apart from this, we also have some of the metal oxides which are insoluble in water. Okay, these are insoluble in water, but they produce alkaline when they are soluble in water. That means most of the metal oxides are insoluble, but some are soluble, and when they dissolve in water, they produce what? They give you alkali. That is what? Sodium hydroxide. Example for such kind of metal oxides are nothing but, I'll write it over here. One is NaO2 and KO. Sorry, it is K2O. Yes, so first one is sodium oxide and the second one is potassium oxide. Okay, so when sodium oxide and potassium oxide dissolve in water, they produce what? They produce alkaline. Alkaline means what? NaOH. I hope so that you all remember the basics. NaOH is nothing but what? Alkaline. Okay children, any doubts? If you have any doubts in this, please let me know. You can leave a message or you can call me.